Hi, everyone. It is October 26th, 2021. We have a really fun show for you today with an old timer, a young old timer, all about a wonderful period in American history, the Catskills, and the entertainers who made the Catskills famous. So before I introduce Mort, let me just introduce me a little bit. Let's go back over 60 years. It's 1962, just graduated from high school. And if you're a Jewish kid in New York City who just graduated high school on your way to start college in the fall, what do you do for the summer? One of the things you did is you got a job as a counselor in a summer camp in the Catskills, up Route 17 from New York City, about 90 minutes. And I went to Camp Chickalack in Youngsville, New York, just around the corner from Grossinger's, one of the biggest and most famous of the Catskills resorts of that era. Life was very interesting then. And we have a guest. I'm going to introduce him now, Mort Siegel from New Jersey, who has a wonderful story and photographs and anecdotes about his father and life in the Catskills many, many, many years ago. Hi, Mort. It's really good to see you. Hi, Mort. Okay. Mort is, if we have any technical problems, what we're going to do is record this program so we don't have the technical problems and put it on YouTube for everyone to see. Let's see if Mort is available now. We've been having some issues. Hi, Mort.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for having
Great.
me.
It's wonderful to see you. As I said, I hope we're going to be able to do this without some technical issues as we have these days with these live streams. Anyway, Mort, tell us, did you hear my introduction? So
Yes, I did.
tell me what were you doing in 1962? Do you remember around that time?
Yes, I sure do. I was working up in the Catskills, but I was working with my father and producing entertainment for the hotels. And what a lot of people don't understand is how the Catskills grew. A lot of people that went up there more recently, or in recent years, by my age,
Yeah. So I know Mort's going to talk about how the Catskills became a summer retreat for many families who lived in New York City. And they would go up for sometimes the whole summer in a bungalow colony or in a small hotel, right? They'd go up to either a big hotel for a week or a weekend. It's an expensive visit. Or tell us about some of the other kinds of places they had besides the big hotels that became famous, like Grossinger's and Concord.
Up there. I don't know if you heard what I said about the 1,174 hotels, 839 bungalow colonies, and that didn't tell you how many bungalows, because one bungalow colony could have had 200 bungalows, and one colony only 12. A place, it was really something where people swamped to, especially from the state of New York, from New York City, the islands, the boroughs, etc. People wanted to go to the Catskills, and that's one of the reasons that it still stays in their minds, because there's been nothing like it since. The Catskills do not exist as we knew it then, and people want to reminisce, and I'm happy to reminisce with them, because that was one of the greatest joys of my life, being up there working in the hotel industry, and then with my dad.
So you told me, and we'll talk about it even more, the kind of sociological reasons why the Catskills became so famous and why it became a place for so many New York Jews and Jews around the country to come to. Why was that?
Well, what basically happened is that during World War II, Jewish families started to make a few dollars. They wanted to get away. They wanted to have a vacation. But they found that if they went up to the Catskills, which was highly recommended because of the fresh air for them, especially a lot of people were consumptive at that time, were suffering from different diseases. They wanted to go up there, but they found out that a lot of the little hotels that were around had signs on the lawn that said, "No Jews, no Hebes, no dogs, allowed, no consumptives allowed, and so on and so on. Finally, some Jewish families went up there. They were directed up there when they came to this country to start some farms. The farms were not earning a living, but luckily the Jewish wives were great cooks. So they opened up their facility, their little a place. They called it a hotel, and they were smart. They put on a law.
Fuck you. Well, again, Mort is explaining how the Catskills became a refuge for Jews. Don't forget, before air conditioning, before some of the issues of anti-Semitism cleared away so that Jews were comfortable and welcome in other places, it became a kind of a summer refuge where the family, and again, many women were not in the workforce in the 40s and then to the 50s. That started to change. And they went up with the children, the wives and mothers did, and dads would be working all week in the city, and then on Friday night would come up to their bungalow colonies or other hotels for the weekends, and that was the way it was. And every one of those establishments had some kind of entertainment feature. Mort, are you back online? Can we talk about how all of those hotels and even bungalow colonies had their entertainment halls? Some of them were called casinos. Some of them were called